Oh, hi there. My name is Prostetnic Vogon Jeffs, and this is the final installment of my 5-part video series on horror movies. Check out the first 4 parts using the links in the description. If you enjoy these types of videos, show some love in the comments section and don't forget to hit that like button. Alright, let's wrap this monster up. We've had over 100 years of horror movies. Thousands upon thousands of films from thousands upon thousands of unique voices, each with their own distinct take on the genre, each contributing to a rich history of cinematic violence. Pioneers like Méliès, Murnau, Browning, and Whale paved the way for visionaries like Hitchcock, Fisher, Corman, Romero, Carpenter, and Craven. And it's because of these storytellers and those like them that the genre has grown and evolved over the past century. They helped make horror movies something special, and a new generation continues the tradition. Which begs the question, where will horror movies take us in the future? In 2007, Netflix changed the media landscape. When I was growing up, we had 3 ways of watching movies. You could head out to the local theater and check out the latest releases. You could pop over to the neighborhood Blockbuster to rent something from Hollywood's back catalog. Or you could flip through a couple dozen television stations and try to find some random, pre-programmed entertainment. We had some technological developments, to be sure. Laserdiscs came around in the late 70s, but never really hit the mainstream like VHS tapes. If you're not familiar with Laserdiscs, they were like big-ass DVDs. Like DVDs the size of vinyl records. Oh, okay, I see what I've done there. Alright, so vinyl records are these large plastic discs that play... you know what? Never mind. You can figure it out on your own time. Anyway, DVDs took off and replaced VHS tapes in a matter of years. And while this media transition was taking place, a little thing called the internet started creeping up on everyone. It didn't happen overnight, but the early 2000s gave everyone their first glimpse at the possibilities of 21st century entertainment. And for a time, it was great. As internet access and speeds increased, so too did the potential for online distribution. And Netflix, a DVD rental service, saw a window of opportunity. They introduced movie and television streaming to the masses, destroying the movie rental business in the process. And for a time, it was great. But the other networks grew jealous of Netflix's success. They saw their companies going the way of Blockbuster, and they weren't content with living off of the table scraps of a streaming giant.
What do you want?
I want you to go out and kill. Kill!
They wanted their own streaming giant. All of them. The greed spread like a virus from one network to another, fueled by a pandemic and a growing hermit culture.
Get off my lawn.
Streaming services spawned like pod people. Hulu, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, Apple TV, HBO Max, Peacock, Paramount Plus, Crunchyroll, Shudder. As streaming wormed its way into the dominant media delivery position, we witnessed the beginning of the end for physical media and theaters. Yes, both are still around, but they're on life support. Their extinction is inevitable.
You can see that, can't you?
A niche rebellion against streaming bloat, an uptick in piracy, and the occasional box office blockbuster, unfortunately, isn't going to save them.
You'll have to learn to live in a very strange new world.
Why does this matter? Well, because how you experience horror is just as important as the horror you experience. Watching a frightful feature with your friends at the local movie theater is a world apart from taking in a second screen screamfest. This isn't to say that it's impossible to enjoy movies because of how you watch them. Everyone enjoys movies in their own way. It's akin to listening to an album through the warm interference of a vinyl record versus the low bitrate hum of a digital music file. There's no right or wrong here, just different. But the changes in the media landscape also affect those who make movies. It affects the writers and the directors and the producers and the production companies. As of 2025, horror movies have become one of the last great moneymakers for Hollywood at the theatrical box office, which is kind of like a musician making a killing on tips for their performance on the Titanic. Man, I hope that hat full of coins can float, son. Horror movies do have an advantage on the sinking ship of cinema. Relatively small budgets can lead to substantial revenues.
I mean, look, there's almost no production costs.
You can't take your eyes off it. It's incredibly realistic.
2022's Smile earned just shy of $220 million at the box office on a budget of just $17 million. 2025's Sinners, with a substantially higher budget of $150 million, surpassed its break-even point by nearly that same amount. This means that, at least in the short term, horror movies aren't going anywhere. If anything, they will continue to grow as a genre. At least until AI-generated videos take over. Studios are already using various AI technology to refine or complement existing audiovisual work. As AI improves, its implementation will increase until we get the inevitable 100% AI-generated movie. Hell, we already have an AI actress in Tilly Norwood.
Oh, for the love of baby Jesus!
And I know what you're thinking, I'm thinking it too. I have zero interest in watching an AI actor in an AI movie written by a soulless AI LLM. But let me ask you this. Who would you rather watch for an hour and a half? Tilly Norwood or Rachel Zegler?
I was thinking the same thing.
The question at that point will be, what can AI-generated videos bring to the horror genre? Oh, are you waiting for an answer? Honestly, I have no f***ing clue. But a program capable of visualizing anything someone can dream up has a lot of potential to create some truly horrific stuff. Horror films have always covered a wide range of topics and themes. More so than any other genre, horror acts as a mirror, a reflection of society's fears and concerns. And society's fears and concerns are not one-dimensional. Every generation, every decade, every cinematic epoch has multiple fears and concerns. So we can't simply state that one particular period of time is solely focused on one topic or one theme exclusively. That being said, in retrospect, we can definitely see patterns, overarching narrative similarities, commonalities, the monster mayhem of the 30s and 40s as symbolic representations of anxiety towards progress, the atomic age focus of the 50s and 60s, dealing with fears of civil strife and Cold War escalations, the supernatural films of the 70s, the slashers of the 80s, the self-awareness of the 90s. It was that last decade of the 20th century that truly changed the genre. The meta-awakening of the horror auteur was the birth of a new kind of nightmare. Horror was no longer on the fringe. It was a springboard for new interpretations of the genre. The early 2000s brought technological improvements in the form of convincing CGI and advanced prosthetics and practical effects. Filmmakers pushed boundaries and began to reinvent the genre, and a more interconnected global community led to a broader cinematic vocabulary. Notably, the Western interest in Japanese horror films would mold the styles and approaches of upcoming writers and directors, and a latent narcissism, a fixation with the self, would see horror movies shift towards the psychological. For the past decade and a half, there has been a noticeable shift to themes of grief, trauma, isolation, identity, and reality, which makes perfect sense when you consider some of the larger societal issues of the last decade or so. The adoption of social media that, ironically, isolates us from the world. A generation of kids who are hyper-aware of their emotions.
My emotions! My emotions!
The obvious gaslighting of mainstream media. The dividing nature of the pandemic and modern politics. It's no wonder that recent horror movies tackle the aforementioned themes so regularly. But how long will this fixation on the self last, and what comes next? Well, this is all pure speculation, naturally, but I think we're going to see a shift toward technological horror. Movies that deal with themes of uncontrollable or dehumanizing technological advancement, our place within a technocratic future, and the meaning of reality.
There is nothing real outside our perception of reality, is there?
As systems of governance shift and mutate, films dealing with themes of societal collapse will become more prominent. Oh, Jesus, this is getting kind of dark. You know what, maybe we should just do another movie list. Yeah, let's do that. Enough doom and gloom. We can't focus on what could be, we need to celebrate what is. So, here are 10 horror movies from the first half of the 2020s that prove modern movies aren't all streaming service slop. Alright, I'm going to be upfront with you. I have no idea where to start with this one. In a nutshell, it's about a serial killer who has sex with a car and gets pregnant and then goes into hiding it. You know what? No, I can't do it. I can't spoil this one. It's just too wild. It's body horror, it's Cronenberg-esque, it's a legit WTF kind of movie. But it's also a French film, so it goes in last place on the list. Did Together rip off the 2023 indie film Better Half? I don't know, maybe? I haven't seen Better Half. I couldn't find a copy of it anywhere. Some of the accusations seem quite damning.
What's that supposed to mean?
But at the end of the day, from a creative standpoint, it doesn't fucking matter. Creators copy each other or are influenced by each other all of the time. What matters is the final product. What matters is whether the movie is good or not. And fortunately for writer-director Michael Shanks, the movie turned out to be pretty darn good. It's a concept well executed with decent performances by Franco and Brie.
If we don't split now, it'll be much harder later.
There's gotta be another way.
My only gripe is that the atmosphere and horror established throughout the film is somewhat undercut by some laughable CGI during the climax and an unambiguous conclusion.
Welcome back, everyone.
It's a 70s retro found footage documentary style story about a late night talk show and demonic possession. And it stars David Dastmalchian as the host of the doomed show. If that doesn't sell you on at least one viewing, I don't know what will.
I really hope you love it. Gosh, I hope you love it. Please love it.
It's campy and fun and a genuinely creative take on the classic possession formula. Oh, another possession flick. Well, what can I say? I'm a sucker for an Aussie accent. Talk to Me isn't the most revolutionary of horror stories. It's not doing anything particularly innovative with the genre, but what it does do, it does incredibly well. It's a solid story elevated by exceptional performances from the entire cast. The scares are great, the special effects are top-notch, and the whole movie is a wild and compelling ride. I wasn't blown away by X. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. It was a perfectly serviceable throwback horror flick. But after watching Ty West's prequel, Pearl, well, I still feel the same way. It's still just okay. Pearl, on the other hand, is great.
I'm not staying on this farm!
It's the best of the X trilogy. It's something about the tone, the contrast of vibrant colors and cheery pretense against the disturbing atmospheric undertones and desperate actions of the protagonist. The movie works on its own, but also adds depth to its predecessor, and Mia Goth's performance is pitch perfect. I'd recommend checking out X, Pearl, and Maxine to get the most out of each movie in the trilogy, but if you have to pick just one, you can't go wrong with Pearl.
Next. Hungry as dogs. Woof woof.
It's a vampire musical. I mean, not really, but also, yeah, kinda.
We're gonna kill every last one of you.
The movie is worth checking out for Miles Caton and Jack O'Connell alone. It's Ryan Coogler's best film to date and features some absolutely stunning cinematography.
I was just about to get good.
I liked Infinity Pool, Brandon Cronenberg's third attempt at camping out in his father's shadow.
What is that supposed to mean?
It had an interesting concept and some great performances by Alexander Skarsgård and Mia Goth, but it also felt like it was holding back, like Brandon wasn't willing to put the pedal to the metal. I spent most of my time with the movie hoping it would shoot off in a different direction or dive deeper into the psychological aspect of a doppelganger story. Ultimately, it was disappointing because Brandon's sophomore outing was so damn strong.
Very good.
Possessor is a tight and atmospheric gem, a horror espionage film that explores themes of invasive technology and identity. Oh, and it has Sean Bean doing what Sean Bean does best. Great performances, a sleek aesthetic, and a story that guides viewers through a series of increasingly grotesque scenarios, culminating in pure third-act chaos. The Substance is a superb body horror flick that feels like a feminized evolution of David Cronenberg's legacy. It explores themes of aging and femininity without being condescending or preachy. And yes, it's all incredibly overt and obvious, but rather than having that detract from the story, it adds to it. Yes, another possession movie, but it's a genuinely shocking adventure featuring Argentinian Hugh Jackman. Nuff said, bub.
Are you watching?
I thought Barbarian was a competent but overrated film. It was an encouraging start to Zach Cregger's run as a horror auteur, but I wasn't as sold on it as some folks were. Excellent but obvious use of cliched subtext, decent acting, good atmosphere, but something about it wasn't clicking. Weapons, on the other hand, is a brilliant follow-up. Top-tier storytelling and performances, excellent structure, expert tension building, a cathartic resolution, absolutely beautifully constructed horror dealing with the themes of childhood trauma, the weaponization of children, and selfishness.
Yeah.
I struggled my way through the 2020s dumbfounded by the ease with which adults sacrificed the health and education of their children and grandchildren for their own comfort. I might be projecting some of my own emotional damage on the movie, but it feels like a story that is addressing this either directly or indirectly, and it's handled deftly. It's impossible to know where horror movies will take us in the future. As a mirror of our fears and anxieties, trying to divine the future of the genre would be like trying to predict the future. And yes, the encroaching AI media takeover will have a dramatic impact on every single facet of movie production. But I'd like to believe that there will always be a subsection of independent creators working to terrify us within the confines of the real world. I'd like to believe that there will always be a place for human actors and practical effects. Horror movies are so intrinsically tied to our humanity, to our sense of meaning, that it would be jarring to remove the human element. These movies help us understand ourselves and our fears, and I think something vital would be lost by letting a machine create them. I do know one thing for certain. If you want to see more horror movies, if you want to see what the next generation of writers and directors have in store for us, there's only one way to find out. Support them. When a new movie gets released, go see it in the theater. Rent it, stream it, support the creator in any way that you can. Let them know that their efforts are appreciated. Protest with your wallet when companies sideline creators and artists in favor of soulless AI technology. And at the very least, watch more horror movies.
Let's open those neural floodgates.
Believe these guys?
It ain't Halloween, is it?
Mommy, please, I'm begging you to stop.
The funeral is about to begin, sir.
Yeah!
Come to Daddy.
Just think what you're doing! Think what you're doing! Think!
What the hell are you talking about? Over.
Bert! They're under the ground! They're under the ground!
Alright, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I would really appreciate a like, a sub, or a share. Recommend your favorite horror flick in the comments, or better yet, go recommend a horror movie to someone in real life. Grab some friends and watch some scary stuff together. Scream like a little girl, piss your pants, vomit uncontrollably, all that stuff. And remember, beware, take care.
It's okay, it's done now.